The NBA trade deadline is right around the corner, so that means it is time for the Chicago Bulls to make a move at the deadline. Who should they go for? Let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk. Back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA here to talk about the Chicago Bulls. So if you're a Bulls fan, hit that big red subscribe button. Follow me on all my social media platforms and hit the bell icon down below so you're notified every time I drop a new video, which I do so every single day. All right, let's get into it, okay, people? So look, trade deadlines right here. A couple of days away, okay? I know it just snuck up on all of us. I didn't think it was right now either. I thought it was like a month away. Well, guess what? It's right here, okay? So it's imperative now for the Bulls to lock in and get ready for the trade deadline because I want them to make a move. All right, so if the first question is, should the Bulls make a move? My answer is, heck yeah, okay? They absolutely need to make a move. Now, you might be thinking, Faiz, they're number one in the Eastern Conference. Why do they need to make a move? And the reason is because the fact is the Bulls have title aspirations this season, right? Nobody expected that, but here we are. And because of that, they're in a unique situation where let's take advantage of the fact that we're getting DeMar DeRozan playing at an MVP level. We have three guys at an all-star level. We've got a rookie playing out of his mind, and Ayu Dosunmu. All of these things come together, and let's take advantage of that by capitalizing on a roster. And there's some clear weaknesses on this roster. We know that. One of the forward spots, it's been a roller coaster in terms of who's starting there. Or I shouldn't even say roller coaster, more like a turnstile, really, with Javonte Green, Derrick Jones Jr. You get the deal. We have a clear weakness. We need to fill that, and we need to take advantage of the situation we're in. So absolutely, we need to make a move at the trade deadline. Who should we make a move for? That is the second and more important question, and I'm here to answer that for you guys. I made a video about this probably a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, about some of the options, and I gave you guys my pick on who I believe the Bulls should make a move for. So I'll reiterate that as well. But first, let me talk about some of the potential trade partners that are out there and also which position do the Bulls need. And I mentioned we need a four. That power forward spot that's been started by Javonte Green, Derrick Jones Jr. all season long, as well as other guys. Alex Caruso, for crying out loud, has played the forward spot. That needs to improve. All right, we can't have that as our starting forward come playoff time. So that is a significant upgrade. Backup centers in a position as well. But an immediate need is to the starting lineup there because the rest of our starters were fine. I get Alonzo Zappa when he's back. He's a starting point guard. Then we've got the two in Zach LaVine, of course, DeMar DeRozan at the 3, power forward. We need to improve that, and Vooch at the 5. So that's the clear need. So we need a 4. And what are the qualities of this 4, this power forward position? Well, it's a guy who doesn't need the basketball in his hands a lot because we've got scores. Zach, DeMar are scores. We don't need this guy to need the ball. It would be nice if he could score, but it's not a requirement. And we also have Vooch who can score. That's only 2 requirements that I have for this power forward that we're looking to acquire. He needs to be able to shoot the rock. We're talking mid-range to 3-pointers, and needs to be able to defend. All right, so that's key. 3-and-D guy would be perfect. Stretch the floor out, pick and roll, pick and pop. Need that versatility. All right, so versatile, that'd be a plus. Need to be able to shoot mid-range to 3 and need to be able to defend. All right, because we don't have enough good defenders on this roster. Our backcourt defense is really good in terms of Caruso and Lonzo, but our frontcourt defense, not very good. Vooch isn't a good defender, so we need that, all right? And we also need guys that can guard the Giannis's of the world, the KDs of the world come playoff time. Not very many of those guys, in fact, not any really who can actually guard those guys. No one can, but we need bodies for that, all right? So who are the guys here? Let's take a look at the board for the guys that I've written down here. And these names I've acquired from trade rumors, seen what's out there, and a bunch of other things. Jeremy Grant at the top here, Harrison Barnes, Marvin Bagley, Richaun Holmes, Robert Covington, Paul Millsap, Christian Wood, Montrezl Harrell, Kevin Love, Domantas Sabonis, and Miles Turner. Now, let's eliminate some right off the bat because it's just not feasible financially. The cost is going to be too much, whatever the reason is. Sabonis is not happening, people. That cost is going to be ridiculous. I know Indy is looking to get rid of him or trade him and rebuild, but that cost is going to be nuts, okay? Miles Turner is going to cost you a pretty penny as well. And he's more of a 5 than he is a 4. Then we take a look over here. Christian Wood, I think the same thing here. I like Christian Wood. He'd be a solid fit, but he's going to cost a lot. And Kevin Love, honestly, he doesn't play defense, so I'm going to take him out of there because I told you need to be able to defend. And if you take that aspect into it, Montrezl Harrell can't defend either. Then we take a look at over here. Paul Millsap, okay, you can keep him. Robert Covington, you can keep him. Rashawn Holmes, not really that great. Marvin Bagley, okay. Harrison Barnes, more of a 3, but he can play the 4. That's fine. And Jeremy Grant. Okay, so if these are the options left, and by the way, there's 3 Kings on here, so we'll be talking about the Kings a lot. But out of these options, who's going to cost you the most? Jeremy Grant would be the best option, right? Everybody loves Jeremy Grant. He's a guy who can score, he can defend, he's long, lengthy, versatile. What's it going to cost to get Jeremy Grant? It's going to cost you, at minimum, and I'm saying at minimum, Kobe White, Patrick Williams, or Ayo Dosunmu, or both maybe, and a first-round pick. It's going to cost you that. The Detroit Lions, Ron Sport, Detroit Pistons aren't going to just give him up for nothing. If they do, great. Go ahead and get Jimmy Grant because he's your best option. But I'm assuming they're not going to. And if I have to give up Ayo, I'm not doing that. If I have to give up Patrick Williams, probably not doing that either. Kobe White, I'm okay with trading him. And that's another thing here, folks, your assets that you have. I'm willing to give up Kobe White and a first-round pick to get a good player. All right, so if Jeremy Grant's going to cost you too much, then you're down to these guys right here. And out of these 3, who's that kind of shooter that I talked about that can be a 3-and-D guy? Well, Rashawn Holmes can't be that guy. Marvin Bagley can't be that guy. Harrison Barnes, Robert Covington, Paul Millsap. Well, if you give me the pick between these 3 and I take cost into account, Robert Covington's the best one, right? But Paul Millsap, they're actively looking to get a trade partner for him. The Nets are, so he might not be he might not cost a lot. And Harrison Barnes wouldn't be bad as well, but he might cost a little bit more. So those are the 3 options I've really narrowed it down to after looking at everything. Harrison Barnes, Robert Covington, and Paul Millsap. And here's why. Robert Covington's the perfect fit for this team. And I've mentioned this before, I'll say it again. 3-and-D guy, long, lanky, can defend the Giannis's, KDs, doesn't need the ball to be effective. And he can defend, he can shoot the 3. Perfect fit. Picture perfect fit. That would be the guy I would go after at the trade deadline. Paul Millsap, you can get him as well. I could see the perfect scenario getting Robert Covington and Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap would be a perfect big off the bench. He can pick and pop a little bit, can rebound, defend decently, not nearly as good as Robert Covington, but okay. And Harrison Barnes, again, he's a prototypical 3-and-D guy, right? So you love to see that. Really, the question is going to be about cost. What's it going to cost to get Harrison Barnes? So that's really it. But those would be my 3 guys. And here's the thing, folks. I know some people are saying, look, Faiz, none of these guys are going to put you over the top in the Eastern Conference or in the NBA as a title contender. Yeah, you're going to need another star for that. But you already have 3 All-Stars. So, yeah, Jeremy Grant would be the home run hit to me. But I just don't see that as being very likely because of what we have to give up. And if that's the case, I want Robert Covington, number 1, Paul Millsap, number 2, if he comes along with it. Actually, let me rephrase that. Robert Covington, number 1, Harrison Barnes, 2, and then Paul Millsap, 3. But I could see a scenario in which we get a Covington and a Millsap, or Barnes and a Millsap. I just feel like Millsap's just going to be a throw-in because we could just sign him outright. And that would be perfect because now we would have that 3-and-D guy for the stretch run. Let's make it happen. AK and ME, front office guys, make it happen. Go get your guy at the trade deadline. I can't wait to see what the Bulls do. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think the Bulls should go after? Leave a comment down below as always.